I'm Sheila, and this is California Life. Today we're in Nevada City, located 60 miles northeast of Sacramento. Nevada City is the county seat of Nevada County. Nevada City is a California gold rush town in the Sierra foothills and known for being the most important mining town in the state in 1850. Miners Foundry is the first manufacturing location of the pelting wheel. The Nevada Brewery served the mining community. The downtown district is a National Historic Landmark. You can find unique products in downtown shops, as well as arts and craft work by some of the Sierra's foothills' leading artists. I'm at Mama Madrone's Eco Emporium with owner Kristen Welch. Kristen, tell us about your store.
Well, we carry natural fiber clothing that has been sustainably made. We carry a lot of fair trade gifts for the home that have been justly made as well. We offer a lot of jewelry, and even some of our clothing has been designed by local artisans.
Okay, that's great. So I know eco-friendly products is what you carry, and I know that's important to you. Tell us why that is important to you.
Well, we live in a time of consumerism, and I believe that we have a vote with our dollar, and so to be able to provide products that have been consciously produced and that are using sustainable practices to conscious to Mother Earth and to all the people that are involved along the line of getting everything to our shelves here. It makes me feel good about opening my doors and offering the product to people.
Okay. Going on opening up your doors, tell me, when did this store open? Give us the history about it.
Sure. Well, as Mama Madrone's, we opened in May of 2016. However, prior to that, we were up the street on the backside of the New York Hotel, and we were called Being Green. And Being Green started with the previous owner back in 2007, and I took over ownership in 2013.
Great, that is really great. So Mama Madrone's is such an interesting name. What was the inspiration behind the name?
When we made our move down the street, it was my opportunity to make it a little more my own, and I was trying to come up with an idea of something that felt personal and appealing and inspiring, and I have a tree on my property that is the Pacific Madrone tree. It's a beautiful tree that I've spent a lot of time relaxing near, and I decided, I call it the Mama Madrone tree, and so we decided to name the store after the tree so that I could bring a little bit of that into the shops. When I'm here inside all day, I can bring the nature in, and it really helped inspire the decor of the shop.
Okay.
A lot of the wood elements and color schemes are all inspired by the Madrone tree, and we had a lot of wonderful local artisans help us execute these visions, and we have our crown molding that looks like the peeling bark of the madrone, and we have our solid madrone slab for our countertop, and we have the root down below and our tree in the center of the store. The handles of all the doors are with manzanita, a lot of local woods, and yeah, all created with the help of some really amazing craftspeople.
That is really awesome. So as I walked around the store, I saw a lot of amazing eco-friendly products here. I saw the earrings and the purses and, the clothing. So can you tell me about your customer and what do your customer, what do they get out of the experience of coming to your store?
Well, I think the first thing that we hear is how soft everything is. Everybody loves the soft feeling of these natural textures that we have in here, and they appreciate the fact that we are really doing the research and caring about what's in the fabrics and what the stories are behind it all. And some people are just new to it, so we get to share the stories and help educate them and turn them on to clothing that's made without pesticides in the production, and local artisans who are don't have a big platform anywhere other but here in town, and so we've got all sorts of different customers, some who are diehard that have been shopping with us since the very beginning, and some who are new to it.
Okay, so speaking of customers, how do you keep people connected to you, your mission, your store?
Right now, we've got a Facebook page, Mama Madrone's Facebook page. We also have an Instagram site, and we're working on our website. And our website is mamamadrones.com, and that's with an S at the end.
Okay,
so
great. And thank you so much for taking the time to share with us about your store. I think there's a lot of exciting happenings here.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
Several historical buildings have received National Register of Historical Places or California Historical Landmark status. The National Hotel is one of the oldest operating hotels out west. The Nevada Theater is California's oldest original use theater building. Here you will see live performances, music, movies, and art. A half-mile south of historic downtown is the Seven Hills Business District. The Onyx Theater is dedicated to bringing the very best in independent foreign language and documentary film to the region. A conscious commitment is made to screen works from underrepresented communities and alternative perspectives. We're at Kodo Arts Japanese Antiques, and I am with Jake Costello, the owner. Jake, tell us what you do here.
Well, thanks, Sheila. Nice to have you here. And it's sort of an unusual business because we're only open to the public twice a year. And this is my warehouse, and I bring containers of Japanese antiques from the Kyoto area in Japan. We go to auctions and we source various furniture, stone lanterns, as you can see, shop signs, ceramics, Buddhist figures. So I'm a treasure hunter, and I get to bring it here and share these treasures with people in this area, and from mostly people in San Francisco, Sacramento, and the whole California area.
So you mentioned that you're open to the public twice a year.
Right.
How many people attend the show, would you say?
Well, this is our 13th year, and it's become an event, and people, they're used to this model, and Nevada City is also a tourist destination, so you can come and come to our show and then take advantage of Nevada City and the nature here and the great restaurants and stuff. So people love to come from the cities here, so we get quite a good attendance.
Wow, that's really exciting. It seems like you have a lot of amazing pieces here. Can you tell us about the oldest piece that you have here?
Well, we have some pieces, some of the stone goddess guardian figures. I have one from 1603.
Wow.
I have a dragon carving from a temple that's 1580. That's unusual. That's,
Okay.
very difficult to find things that old. But mostly from the 1800s, the middle to the late 1800s, up to pre-war. And this is pretty much the age range of most of our pieces.
That is really amazing. So as I look around, I'm like, wow, it's like you're connecting the people with the culture.
Well, definitely. I mean, when I advertise I Like People, it's a cultural event as much as a show or a sale. I mean, even for me, I'm reaching back and experiencing, another era where Japanese craftsmanship was incredible. Many of the furniture, they don't use nails; it's all joinery.
Wow.
And many, in the old days, a Japanese craftsman would make one thing over and over and over till he was it was perfect. And so that kind of attention to detail and craftsmanship, it doesn't really exist anymore.
So can you tell us, where do you travel to get all these amazing pieces?
Well, pretty much in the Kyoto area.
Okay.
Kyoto was the ancient capital, cultural capital. So there's many of the top auctions in Japan are in the Kyoto area. So, I mean, I will travel up to 2.5 hours one way and 2.5 hours back, 5 hours to go to an auction. But it's sort of exciting. You're going, maybe I'm going to get a treasure, so it's easy to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
And why do you find this work so rewarding?
Well, like I said, I'm intrigued by the kokoro, the heart of old Japan,
Okay.
and this spirit of craftsmanship that I can feel, you can see, that doesn't really exist much in the modern world, I don't think.
Okay.
So it does something to me. I get goosebumps when I'm around something beautiful,
Okay.
and then we want to, we refinish it, we keep it alive. So we're sort of recycling ancient, artifacts and cultural antiques, and I like that, keeping
Okay.
that beauty and let other people experience it.
I'm just getting goosebumps just looking at it and hearing more, about it from you. So tell us, how do the people, stay connected to you and learn more about what you do here?
Well, it's every story has a piece. I mean, every piece has a story. Excuse me. So if this piece could talk or this piece could talk, it would be, this was made in maybe 1890.
Okay.
And so can you imagine all the, what it's been through? And
Right.
so, and every piece has, okay, this is, for example, this is black persimmon wood and very rare. And I have to tell a story with every piece. People want to know where it came from, what kind of wood, how it was used. And so in a way of telling people about the pieces, you're explaining the culture.
Now, Jake, tell us how our viewers can get in contact you and attend your shows.
Well, thanks, Sheila. Yeah. Well, twice a year, in October is the next show, October 6th to the 14th. Usually we're in the first couple weeks of October, and the other show is always in the first couple weeks of May, late April, beginning of May. We have a website, www.kodo-arts.com. If they go on that, they'll see the schedule. And our phone number here is 530-478-0812.
Okay. So this would be a great opportunity for people to purchase items.
Sure, everything's for sale, and we advertise it as a sale and a show because it's a museum, so come and just see it, and even if you don't buy. But usually there's something, we have something $1 up to $5,000, so there's something for every taste and budget.
Okay, well, great. That's really awesome. Again, Jake, thank you so much for sharing these amazing pieces with us.
My pleasure. Well, we have quite an extensive Japanese stone garden section here. We have pagodas, stone lanterns, tsukubais, which are water basins. This was in front of a temple in the 1800s, and that's a dragon spout, so the water would go in there and you would purify your hands and your mouth before you went into the temple. So we're pretty excited about these pieces. They're all hand-carved granite, and they're getting rarer and rarer in Japan. So I like a lot of the Shinto shrine artifacts and the Buddhist temple artifacts. They often come into auction, and I think they're have a lot of spirit in them. These are old taiko drums over here on top of this tansu. This is an old Japanese merchant's chest. Usually they have secret drawers in them, and sometimes we find gold coins. Not recently, but you have a nice selection of the furniture right here too. So this in front of this neighborhood Shinto shrine that protects the neighborhood, I actually have a quite interesting, unique piece this time. It's an abacus that was used actually in between 1910 and 1920 in the schools to teach the children how to calculate using this abacus or soroban in Japanese. Actually, every Japanese school kid in the old days had to be proficient in this, and some of them were quicker on this than most of us are on a calculator. So it's quite an interesting artifact from pre-war. Well, these are granite Buddhist guardian deities from Japan, and they're to protect your ancestors in the afterlife, and usually they're in neighborhoods to protect the neighborhoods. This one here is 1688, that's 1703, so they are quite old. They're hand carved, and people around here buy them as art, but also for the spirit of as a guardian. This is also a deity here. This is bronze from 1910. This is Kannon. She's the goddess of compassion and mercy. There's a lotus stand for her in the halo, but she is holding the lotus leaf and the lotus bud, which is a Buddhist symbol, and she's also a Buddhist deity. So Sheila, you can hit the Kodoart's doorbell. This is a gong from Indonesia, so give it a good ring.
Okay, here goes.
Okay. Let the show commence.
I'm in Grass Valley, just 4 miles south of Nevada City and 64 miles from Sacramento International Airport. Right behind me is the historic Holbrook Hotel. This is a historical gold country city and home of 2 of the richest mines in California, Empire Mine and North Star Mine. In 1849, when gold was discovered in the area, millions of people from around the world traveled here and used the Overland Immigrant Trail. There are several historical landmarks in Grass Valley. This was the home of internationally known singer and dancer Lola Montez. One of Lola's neighbors was Lotta Crabtree, an internationally acclaimed singer and dancer of the 19th century. This was her home. I hope you enjoyed our time in Nevada City and Grass Valley. See you next time as we look at California life.